magic. My magic is silly because I'm not a magician. I'm a clown. So I do silly magic. And a lot of times with the kiddos, oh, I make so many mistakes because they love being right. So things happen that I don't see and they're yelling, it's there, it's on your back. And it's great. Um, hey, one of the best birthday parties I ever did was for an 83-year-old and a 90-year-old. And it was so much fun. They wanted a kid's birthday party. And we had a blast. We had balloon animals. We had a magic show. And I remember seeing her smiling face. And the thing about this sweet lady was she had leukemia. And when she was homebound and near her end days, her daughter wanted me to come and visit. So I brought my balloons. And at that time, I also have a son. He is now 15. So he's not much into the clowning anymore. But when he was little, he was adorable. And he went with me and he learned to twist some balloons. And so she was in a hospital bed. So I twisted, what did I twist? Oh gosh, I did a flower. I did a heart. I did a dog. And then I had this balloon that had stars and stuff on it. It was like a double stuffed balloon. I'm trying to remember, it's been a while, trying to remember how it went. And so we had, this is for this, this is for this, this is for this. And when we got to that last one, I didn't know what it was for. And she said, it's for heaven. And I'm like, oh, just losing it. So when I heard that she had passed, I went to the service and I made a giant balloon bouquet that had flower sticks that were smile faces, but then it had the heart, the flower, and the heaven balloon. And I set it down there and I went up to see my friend who she'd never met me before, except in clown. So I went up and I gave her a big hug and I'm like, I'm so sorry about your mom. And she looked at me and she's like, Miss Daisy? It was just the sweetest thing. And so I'll never forget those moments. So we get a chance to touch people. And the other thing is, sometimes we just plant seeds and we don't get to see them grow. So we don't know what's going to happen. But what an honor to be a part of so many people's lives and their special celebrations, from laughing, sharing silly jokes, just sharing your heart with other people. I had no idea what I was going to say this morning. And last night I was sitting there thinking, well, it's morning. And I love themes. So I looked up jokes. And I used to sing, I don't even know if it's a song, that good morning, how are you this morning? Like, I wake up in a pretty good mood. So like, that's how I wake up. And not everybody's a morning person. So it can be annoying to some people. But so that was in my head. Then I started finding these jokes and they tickled my funny bone. So I went in and told my husband and I'm like, I said, every day I tell you I'm going to go jogging and then I never do. I know it's a running joke, and he started laughing. So I'm like, okay, that's a good one. So you can take a joke and turn it into a story, turn it into my father-in-law, oh my gosh, he starts telling you a story, but I got him now. And it's a joke, but he tells it so like it's not, it's not a joke. So it's kind of funny. You can take a song that which we're going to do one more song too. And I discovered this. Sometimes you discover funny just by playing and not being planned. And the wheels on the bus go round and round. Well, the kids love that song. So I said, what happened if we had to slow down, or there was a storm, or there was something? I can't remember what it was. So we did everything in slow motion, and then and then they're just going off the chain. But they love those things. Oh, I don't have them here, and I should have made you all do this, but you're probably lucky that I didn't. Hold on one second. And I usually have music playing. So this is my friend, Mr. Slide, and he sounds like this. So, I don't want to tell the kids it's time to stand up. Okay, sit down. So I've used this tool as a fun way to get them to be a good audience. So they know when they hear this, what are you supposed to do?
Sit down.
Not yet. Stand up. And then we do this every time, and you think, man, they're going to get tired of this. We do the same thing over and over again, but nope. If I don't bring something, they're like, where's Mr. Slide? Where's the peanut butter and jelly? So we go. I have them going crazy. And if you ever follow me or anything, you probably got my information. Like me on Facebook. Sometimes I put clips on there of the kids doing things. There's a lots of stuff on my website. And during the whole pandemic, I started a YouTube channel. I was all excited. I learned how to do so many things, but it takes time. It takes time. It takes time. And you know, then there's little, you guys ever hear about imposter syndrome? You know, that little thing that starts, what makes you think that anybody's going to watch your channel? You know, so that's a good place for laughter to come in and just laugh in the face of that imposter and say, lots of people are going to watch my channel, right? You just got to let it go. But all my instruments that I use, because sometimes I use bells, anything musical I love. I grew up around a musical family, and I'm not trained, but I have a good ear, so I can kind of pick things up. And I used to get upset because I know a little bit about everything, but I don't know anything, I think, really well. But I tell you what, it's come in handy during the pandemic, because I've been like, I shifted gears and I did balloon party poles, I did balloon cups. Then I'm sitting with an elderly lady. We hang out. I take her places. We play games. I love her. I love it. And so I'm just doing a bunch of different things to keep us going. And, you know, I don't know who's spiritual, but my God always provides. And I just, you know, we're so blessed. So y'all want to sing one more song before you get to your next speaker? Okay. Come on, Sunny. And here's what I'm talking about. You probably heard this song really, really slow, but we're going to speed it up. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear. Deer. Do you know what you call a deer with no eyes?
No idea.
Well, that's right, no idea. How much I love you. You can take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear. Oh dear. Do you know what you call a deer with no eyes and no legs?
No.
Still no idea. How much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Awesome.
Chrissy, that was awesome. I certainly started smiling when I saw that pink hair of yours. But does anybody have any questions for Chrissy? And thank you so much for a fabulous job. But question time.
That was fabulous.
Thank you. Did I only saw like 4 people, so now I'm seeing everybody.
I'm going to take you off spotlight and
No, that was good, because sometimes I get lost and you know what? I tried to do some live, and it's okay, or not live, virtual, but there's so many factors, which I'm sure you guys have found out, taking things, you know, can they hear you? Can they see you? The same things that you do on a live show don't transfer over to virtual. So it takes a lot, and you can never replace live. You just can't. But we're sure trying to do what we can do in the meantime.
Doing an awesome job.
Chrissy, how can we support you? How can we as an organization and as individuals support you?
Well, you could subscribe to all my stuff so you see what I'm doing. And if you have any events that you could use me at, I'd be more than happy to work with you. That's for my entertainment, you know, just trying to get back out there. And if you have any ideas or things that you think would work with me, let me know. Also, I'm a hairdresser, so if anybody's looking, I promise I don't do pink, but I'm a classic stylist. I know it's hard to tell, but and I'm also, you know, if anybody has any links to any of the senior facilities. I would love to get back in there. I'm actually starting crafts with Lake Howard Heights twice a month. So I'm going to have everything prepped and ready, and we're going to craft for an hour, and I'm sure silly stuff will come out at the same time because I can't help it. So,
Do you feel your job is rewarding?
oh yeah, I feel guilty because I don't feel like it's a job. I say that when I'm performing, but let me tell you, I put a lot of time into preparation because I kind of have that perfectionist gene, but I'm trying to learn that done is better than perfect because it does stop me from putting things out there. I get jealous sometimes of people because they post, they put this, they put this, they put that. And I'm too busy trying to make it perfect instead of just putting it on. I told myself after this, I'm going to go ahead and do a live on Facebook. I haven't done one in a while. And I'm going to try out my little good morning song with jokes and just try to breathe and have fun and make somebody's day. So,
Well, that was totally awesome. Are there any other questions? Well, let us know when you're going to go live on Facebook, and we'll be happy to share that, okay?
sure. You have all my links. Everything is Ms. Daisy Entertainment, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook business. And then if you want to follow me on the personal side, which is never really personal, it's still it's Chrissy Ms. Daisy Melnitsky.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Everybody hold
Thank
still
you.
because I want to take a picture. Let me see, let's see if I can do it.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, where did it go? Okay. Okay, smile because I might have already done it. I don't know. I'll just take a couple. Okay. Thank you, friends. Nice
Thank
to meet
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
And you are welcome to stay on and hear Vala talk next.
Definitely. Thank you.
Okay, so it is my privilege to introduce Vala, and I'm just going to go off script a little bit. Vala has been a good friend of mine for almost 20 years, and I met her right after I started the wellness program, my second go around at the school board. And over summer vacation, Vala's daughter, Dana, had a tragic, I say tragic, it wasn't fatally tragic, but it was almost a tragic boating accident. She was run over by a boat up in Canada, and her hip was totally eaten up by the propeller. Fortunately, her daughter lived and is a beautiful, vital person. She's in the coaching business over in Winter Haven, but Vala had to figure out how to come to grips with this because it was a long, drawn out process. And if you've ever gone through any type of illness, you know that you have to have, and it's a prolonged period of time, you have to have the mental fortitude to keep going day after day after day. And Vala did that with humor. And she worked with me in our office because we were in the same department. It was probably 85 people. And she put on a laughter presentation for us, and all of us were laughing. And it was just so much fun. And so anyway, Vala, I welcome you and I thank you for being here. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say. And I'm sorry you don't have pink hair. So that's my only thing. You know, I wish we had maybe purple hair, but anyway, welcome, Vala.
Thank you. You made me all emotional here.
Okay.
And I've never been on Zoom before, so this is new to me. And I have to look at where I'm supposed to be looking. Am I looking in the right spot now?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Doing great.
We'll test this out. Thank you so much to Chrissy, Miss Daisy, for getting us all warmed up, because what she shared about freedom to be silly is absolutely critical. And she said, you know, put on funny glasses. Well, hey, we had funny glasses. Or maybe your husband comes in the morning and says, hey, honey, How you doing? You just have to be willing to do some goofy stuff. And people think, oh my gosh, what will people think? Forget about what people think. It doesn't matter. So today, what I would love to do with you all is take you through a few exercises. Would you like to do some exercises to practice things? Because Chrissy did that, and this is awesome. Abracadabra, alligator soup, peanut butter jelly, hula hoop. How are those for magic words? Anyway, we're going to do some exercise. I'm going to give you some ideas to think about because, like Chrissy said, this humor constantly we're going through changes our whole life, and the humor that we need to pull into sometimes it's something we have to rediscover. Sometimes it's something we uncover. Sometimes it's who knows where it comes from, all different places. So we're going to ask ourselves some questions to see, because it's different for everybody. If you ask my parents, who were married for 65 years, and we said 65 years of marriage, yes, my dad would say my mother had no sense of humor whatsoever. Now, my mother would say, oh, my dad's sense of humor is all you know in the bathroom. Whatever makes somebody laugh. And my mom would laugh at Jerry Lewis slapstick, and I don't find that funny at all. So, I mean, we need to find our own funnies. So we are going on a treasure hunt. Would you like to come along?
Yes.
On the treasure hunt. And the other thing we're going to do is ask some did you know questions, just to give you some ideas. So we're not doing a laughter circle, which we've been trained to do, Chrissy and I, with we've been on the floor like logs, rolling around, laughing at each other, laughing and continually laughing because it's so contagious. But we're going to talk about some things that might get your juices flowing and your laughter going. And I thank you, Chrissy, for getting us ready for this. So let's get started. And my first one is, like Chrissy said, she wakes up in the morning, and some people find it totally disgusting that you wake up with a smile on your face. But let's try this to boost the immune function. It's a great idea. When you're waking up in the morning and you're just coming to, and you think, oh, I got to get out of bed and go to the bathroom. The dog's going to follow me in there. Just keep your eyes closed for a second. And try this. And if you want to close your eyes right now, that's awesome. And just smile. And just smile great big. And you can start to feel endorphins start dancing in your body. That's boosting your immune system, which is awesome. Everybody feel a little bit different when you do that? And then you can open your eyes and run to the bathroom. Yeah, the dog will be following you probably. Debbie's got two. We all know what that's like. So the second thing to practice is just smiling in your mirror. Most of us have mirrors in our bathroom or in the bedroom, wherever you find your first mirror. Look in your mirror and say, you are going to have an incredibly wonderful day.
Yes.
And then you're going to laugh and say, oh, what? That's crazy doing this stuff. But it boosts your immune system. And anything that boosts your immune system helps you ward off any kind of diseases that you don't want to get. So let's boost our immune systems. And the third thing to practice, let me see where we are practicing. Our third thing to practice is make it a personal goal. This is when I was teaching up at Quinsigamond Community College up in Massachusetts. I would make it a goal to walk from the building where my classes were held over to the print shop, pick up my printing, and I would smile at every single person I passed because I was trying to figure out how many people's immune system I could help boost, because even looking at a smile will boost your immune system. So I'd get all the way over to the print shop and nobody would have even looked at me. I'd get all the way back from the print shop and still nobody would have looked at me. And I'm thinking, all these people missed a moment to boost their immune system. So even share a smile, even looking at a smile, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, how important that is to smile, because it gets everything rolling in your system to boost your immune function. Now, the next thing we're going to do is on our treasure hunt, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'd like you to just think about these. And these are the ones I talked about, where you uncover, discover, find out what makes you laugh. Question number one, ask yourself, what makes me smile? And I think, wow, well, I've got a goofy husband. As a matter of fact, when I met him, I'll tell you this, he introduces me as, this is my second wife. And I say, well, this is my third husband. And people kind of look. I mean, I come from a family where my mom was married 65 years and my dad, his folks were married 65 years. And I end up divorced after 12, widowed after 17, and telling my now husband, I'm never going to get married because I'm not cut out for this stuff. And we've been married, it'll be 13 years in the fall. So I guess I did get married a third time. And I only wanted to be married once, but hey, you know, life gets in the way. So when I get up in the morning, he shows me things like this. I don't know if you can see that. It says, I'm not old. I woke up. I moved my arms. I moved my knees. I turned my neck. Everything made the same noise. Crack. I came to a conclusion. I'm not old. I'm crispy. So are we seniors? Well, we don't know. If you don't tell us we're not seniors, we're still having lots of fun, right, Debbie? It's always weird when you say seniors and you think, oh my gosh, I guess I'm in that category. But hey, that's what happens. So ask yourself, when do I smile? Second question, what makes you laugh? And you ask yourself, what makes me laugh? Because it's such a personal thing. And I laugh a lot with my grandkids. I have a 6-year-old grandkid and an 8-year-old grandkid, and they talk about all kinds of stuff that makes me laugh. My 8-year-old grandson asked us a question at the dinner table a couple weeks ago. He says, hey, if you're an American before you go to the bathroom, and you're an American after you come out of the bathroom, what nationality are you when you're in the bathroom? And we all went, we don't know. He said, European. Well, that was pretty clever from an 8-year-old. Of course, he's been listening to Grandpa, tell jokes for years. Those, dad joke kind of things like you tell, Chrissy. They're awesome. Third one, we're going to ask what makes you chuckle, because chuckling is like on that step from smiling to chuckling. And then we're going to get into that uncontrollable laughter. And uncontrollable laughter happens to me. And my kids go, oh my gosh, no, you can't stop. And it's different stuff that triggers it. It's not anything, not a joke people tell, because Madan Kataria, who started laughing circles in India in 1995, found out telling jokes doesn't work because it's too personal. And a lot of people don't have the same sense of humor. So you have to do funny stuff. And one of the things that makes me die laughing is this thing, when Richard came in looking like this. And like, what are you doing? These are those plastic shot glasses, and just doing goofy stuff like that. And then I got an email from a friend of mine who is a humorist and a ventriloquist. And she said, hey, have you seen these glowing toilet seats? And I'm thinking, no. And it looked it up, and it has, you can pick the color of the toilet seat glow you want and hook it up to your toilet. And when you walk in the bathroom, it lights up. And I'm thinking, oh, these glasses with the toilet seat. I start laughing like a maniac because it's the whole idea of it makes me laugh. So you need to become the treasure hunter to find out what makes you laugh. What makes you chuckle? What makes you smile? It's all up to you, and it's different for everyone. So we're going to move into the next category, which is, did you know? Did you know? And I'm going to give you a little thing here to look at right now. Did you know, first of all, did you know this? That gelotology is the science of laughter. And if you ever watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding, we know gelotology is real because gelos, Gelos, means to laugh in Greek. And if it comes from Greece, you know it's real. And gelotology was designed and created by two people, Edith Traeger, a woman, along with William Fry back in the 1960s, 1964. And I'm in this field, and I had really never been aware of this term until very recently. And I'm going to give you 10 reasons why we should smile. And let me see how to do this so you can see it.
Here, that's good.
Number one, You smile because you're more attractive. People love to be around people who are smiling. They like to have that mood boost. And number two, when we talk about mood boost, I had a person one time who was in one of my workshops at the Winter Haven Hospital years ago, who came all the way from Tampa to come to the meeting. And it was a 45-minute laughter circle that we did there through Saging program with Chuck Warren. And she said to me, I almost didn't come because I had a headache. And I said, well, I'm glad you came, and we'll just see what goes on. And we do goofy stuff. I mean, really silly, goofy stuff in laughter circles. And she, at the end of the circle, came to me and she said, Vala, my headache's gone. And I said, oh, I'm so glad. So it does lift moods. Number three, it is contagious. How many of you ever been in a movie where somebody starts laughing and they have a contagious laughter and you just start laughing because it's the laughter and it's nothing else. And you don't have to want to laugh. Like Chrissy said, there's not a reason to laugh. When my son was in 6th grade, he used to come home from school and he was miserable because he had the teacher who was the vice principal, who was Miss Grinch, who was his vice principal. Hope nobody's watching who knows her. And my friend, who had 4 teenagers at the time and was a humorist in the National Speakers, said to me, hey, Vala, just laugh. And I said, Rosemary, laugh about what? And she goes, just laugh about nothing. So he'd walk in the kitchen door, and I'm usually in there baking cookies after school or something like that. And I would go, I didn't feel like laughing, but Rosemary told me to do it. So I would do it. And all of a sudden, my son would start laughing because it's contagious. And he'd say, Mom, you're nuts. And I go, I know, but I made you laugh. So it's contagious. And that's a wonderful thing too. Let's see. Number 4, de-stress. How many of us know when we get stressed, our heart starts pounding? Some people have sweaty hands, sweaty feet, sweaty body, whatever happens with the stress. When you de-stress, the exact opposite happens. And to get yourself to de-stress, all you need to do is laugh, whether you feel like it or not. So just another reason to laugh. Immune system. We all want to boost our immune system, especially with this COVID. So anytime, all the time, laugh, smile, chuckle as much as you possibly can to boost your immune system. It lowers your blood pressure. How many of you know people who need to lower their blood pressure? Did you know that if you go and laugh with Chrissy 20 minutes in the morning, when you don't feel like laughing, but you're just around a bunch of people who are awesome laughers, that you're going to lower your blood pressure? Forget about the statin, forget about all that medication, just start laughing. The endorphin release. Did you know that endorphins also help your body build collagen for your skin? It's like an automatic facelift. You don't even have to visit the surgeon. Just start laughing a little more than normal. There's number 8, the facelift. Laughter will help you do it. And number 9, you appear more successful. And number 10, you stay more positive. And I must say, there are situations in our lives when you lose somebody, you don't feel like laughing. You certainly don't feel like belly laughing. And smiling is almost impossible. I had people after my husband died said, it's okay not to smile, Val. Like, I woke up, I was born smiling. And to go through that kind of crisis with my daughter, my husband, it's like, you can't even breathe. People go, just breathe. And smiling becomes almost hard to do. But if you can make yourself do it, you will find the advantage of it happening within your body. So we're going to ask you to become a treasure hunter. A treasure hunter, you say? Well, let me see. Look around, because there is laughter everywhere. We were in a restaurant the other day and my husband said, look at this. And it lists out the information about what's in the food. And then it says, substitutions, 99 cents. And right next to substitutions on the same line, same sentence, it says no substitutions. So I don't know if they stuck that in there to make us laugh or what. And then I say, listen. You say, listen? Listen for things that are funny. Silly and funny is all around us. When you call somebody on the phone and the person who's answering for them says, "Oh, I'm sorry, they're out to lunch." And you go, "They are? They're out to lunch? Oh, it's too bad." Well, when they come back in, maybe you can have them call me. Some people don't even get that. It'll go right over their head. But if it makes you smile, it's boosting your immune system. And listen, because even on the phone, people can tell whether or not you're smiling when you're talking to them on the phone. Make sure that you are smiling when you talk to people, especially if you need their assistance with something. Remember these 4 words: I need your help. And then smile and pause. And they're going to say, "Well, how can I help you?" And then you're in the lead in good spot. And then learn. They say learn. I remember this. I called my older brother, who's 5 years older, and he had his first grandbaby. How many of you have been around anybody who's had a first grandbaby? Maybe it's your parents when you had kids, or maybe it's you. I don't know. But he said he was in a hotel. And we had jokingly talked about doing neat things when you have grandbabies. And what he had done was take the picture of his brand new grandbaby and he put it on the ceiling of the hotel room. So it was right above his head when he woke up. And when he woke up, he said, "Hey, sis, I was smiling because I opened my eyes and I saw my grandbaby." So learn. Surround yourself with joyful people. If you're around people and all they do is complain and talk about their ills and all them, it'll drag you down. I've been around people who have had loss of a mate, which is very difficult, and they cannot get themselves out of that gully. And it's something that you have to really, really work at. Debbie mentioned that before. It's something you have to really, really try different things that work for you to make sure that you're able to help lift yourself. And one of the things that I found is if we get out of ourself and we're working with other people, how can you lift their spirits? Like when Chrissy talked about working with people who have cancer. I spoke one time in Boston to the Arbitration Association, and the gal came up to me afterward and she said, "Can I share something?" And I said, "Sure." She said, "I'm a 3-time leukemia survivor." I said, "Oh, that's awesome." And she said, and when I had it the 3rd time, my oncologist got mad at me because my head was bald and my sisters painted my head like an Easter egg on Easter. And she sent me the picture and it was just absolutely awesome. And she said, "He got mad." And I said, "Are you crazy? What a thing to do. All my sisters shaved their heads and painted their own heads like Easter eggs." So, you got to do what works for you. And it won't fit everybody else's methods, but that's what you have to do. And let's see. We talked about a bunch of things, and I'm going to ask you, thinking about this, might you try to smile before you open your eyes? You could smile great big, pretend an alligator swimming by your house. See those tonsils. And then maybe think about a challenge to yourself. How many people can you make smile every day? Something to think about. If you have somebody really grinchy in your office where you work, you can make it a mission to smile and just never say a word. Just smile and see if you can get them to smile. It's a challenge. And a lot of times it'll break through and just do magical things. And lastly, I would like to leave this with you. This is my little smile loop. But let's see if you can see this now. If you create your smile loop, you realize when you smile, it makes your brain happy. When you make your brain happy, it makes you smile. When you make you smile, it makes your brain happy. And it just keeps going and around and around and around and around. So even when you don't feel like it, put something in front of you that makes you smile. I have pictures in my office of my dogs. These are dogs that have gone to heaven already, but they always make me smile because they were such sweet dogs. And this is my daughter giving a massage to our little dog, who my son decided she needed another dog to help her heal when she went through her surgery. So this is our little Cocker Spaniel who she was massaging his tummy. And I have pictures of my daughter upside down. I have pictures of monkeys. I have all kinds of stuff over on the other side. This is my husband's computer. That's why it calls me Richard, and I'm really not Richard, I'm Valadena. So, and my friends call me True Woman, not Truman. So I would like to say, I hope that you've enjoyed this time. I've enjoyed being with you and it's been delightful. Thank you, Kelly, for wearing your, that's so cool. And I do weird stuff like that all the time too. And it makes everybody else kind of laugh. And if they go, oh my gosh, they're probably wishing, well, I wish I could throw over those, limitations that are stopping me from being goofy and having fun. And thank you, Chrissy. I'd like to get together with you. I think we could do some magic. I only live 10 houses from Lake Howard, and I know Glenda real well. So I'd love to share with you some ideas and see what we could conjure up. We might conjure up some real mischief together. And Debbie, thank you for inviting me. I would like to join your group if we may. And it's so nice to meet you all. Thank you, Kathy and Karen and Kelly and Debbie and whoever else is out there now. And Chrissy, you've been dynamite. Thank you.
So we have some time here. Do we have any questions for Vala? And Vala, that was an excellent presentation. I was a little bit afraid of how to have you and Chrissy back to back, but it was great. Both of y'all did a great job. So now it's audience participation. What questions do y'all have? We have so many great ideas. So what questions do y'all have for our distinguished guest? And Vala, you said that you would like to join us. We would love for you to join us because, when anybody who can improve the immune system, I believe that's working on your personal wellness and the wellness of our community. And certainly that's what we want to do, is improve the community health here in Polk County by all means.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'll become a recruiter.
Awesome.
Let's see who can match up with these ideas.
So any questions, folks?
Vala, I was interested in what was you called it the laugh circle? Can you briefly tell us what that is?
A laughing circle. Well, those are often held like once a month where people just get together and they do goofy stuff. And I mean really goofy exercises that make you laugh when you don't feel like laughing. Because it's forced laughter. Oh, ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, 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 which I've done for school audiences. And I added a component that goes, Yahoo, shh, to get everybody quiet again. You adapt, right, Chrissy? Whenever you're in a new arena and you find something, you have to be able to be flexible and think quickly to how do I make this work here? Does that answer your question, Kathy?
Yes, thank you.
So I did laughter yoga later a long time ago, and I haven't used it very much. I love it. It's so much fun for the right population.
Right.
The hospice here, I know, has reached out a couple times to look for a teacher or to look for somebody that's a trainer. So I would love to maybe connect you since you're close.
Sure.
That would be amazing if you're interested in doing that. You or Chrissy, either one.
Oh, I will. Would you like my phone number?
Yes, ma'am.
It's 863
Okay.
224
Okay.
3295. Cell phone, I respond best to texting.
Okay.
I mean, phone calls are great, but if I can't answer the phone call, I respond best to a text.
Okay.
Vala, I wrote that down too, if that's okay.
Oh, please do. I hope so. I hope that pink-haired lady contacts me. I'll tell you about a clown story that I did with my son when he was 3, and he was so shy, and it was amazing what happened.
Cool. I'm going to say,
Chrissy.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just wanted to mention that we normally have a lady named Allison Kennedy. She's part of our group, and she's with the Florida Presbyterian Homes. And I have my mother's boyfriend is there, and so and she's been. So I'm sure they'd love to have you. I think that would be great. Once they just opened back up, so I don't know what their parameters are, but when they allow you in, I think that'd be an awesome thing to be able to do. So maybe we can hook y'all up.
So Karen just put on her face.
That's so cute. Daisy, I love it.
let me suggest that you learn a couple of simple jokes to keep in your pocket. because when you meet someone, you might need to break the ice. Or so I went to get my eyes checked, and I was doing that test where you have to see the little dots of light, and they gave me an eye patch. So I couldn't help myself when I got done, and I'm like, so do you know what a pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet is? Anybody?
I
R.
You would think it's R, but it's actually the C. It fell apart. I just fell apart. Because these doctors' offices are running behind. They're all stressed out. And I was like, well, geez, I got to see every room today. And room 2, you need to paint the trim because it's peeling on the bottom. I don't know. It's just nice to know a couple things because you can change the mood. Like people in the grocery stores when they're checking you out, oh, that's the worst, isn't it?
Mhm.
So I always try to connect because as Vala said, if you need something and you need help, you got to set the mood, So they're going to treat you better if you just, say, man, rough day, isn't it? Or compliment them or something.
Compliments are amazing.
Mhm.
Okay, so folks, what do we have coming up? Let's talk about what you have on your agenda coming up.
I
Any
have
big
something.
events, Karen?
I have something. First off, I want to show a little slapstick comedy. I used to work with someone a long time ago, and every once in a while she would look around, she'd look through the doorway and she'd go, whoo. So she'd look around the doorway and then she'd go like this. Anyway, it was just silly. But what we have tomorrow is because April is National Move More Month, we have a Move More Challenge. And so any of our employees that go to one of the parks around our area, I'm probably going to go to Lake Parker Park and do my run because it's shady. You take your photo and then you send it to us and then we put it in the newsletter. So it's just an event we're doing it. I should have done it every Saturday this month. That way they might include more people. But anyway, that's what we're doing tomorrow.
Cool.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Chat and Chew has a Zoom coming up on April the 23rd at 11:50. And again, you can register on Eventbrite. I'll put the website there for you. And this one is a pediatrician. And so she's from Washington State. And I think she'll be very interesting because she's going to help us think about, if we have children, how do we encourage our children or grandchildren to eat healthier? I heard a statistic the other day, it broke my heart. Did you know that when babies are born, sometimes when their mothers have been eating a lot of processed food and all, they already have plaque in their arteries? And, that's just, so if they're coming that way and then we feed them all this horrible food, so it'll be great to get her ideas. But one of the things I want to ask her about is, what about almost instant meals? Because in her book, she addresses some of those. And then how do you help picky husbands and, brothers or sisters you want to change and you don't know how to get through to them. So it'll be a chance to ask those questions. I'll put the link to the Eventbrite. Thanks, Debbie, for letting me share that.
If I can add a PS to that, we just learned last week from a chiropractor up in Kissimmee, who's a very natural guy, that often an umbilical cord will have at least over 200 toxins coming from the mother into a newborn baby. That's why we have so many cases of cancer in little kids. So food is critical. What you're eating needs to be super clean.
And to piggyback on that, super clean, it's interesting that children whose mother, when they were born, but when she was pregnant, if she was eating healthy, they're more likely to enjoy healthier foods. But if she was eating a lot of garbage, they're going to be
junk food,
craving the junk food. So they're almost addicted to it by that time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
So Monday, I start a new series of classes. This is Food for Life, Cancer Prevention and Survival. It's going to be 5 weeks, and I am taking people up to today. So this is the last day of registration, but it should be an excellent class. And I'm hoping that through this 5 weeks that I'm going to have at least one class in person if everybody has gotten their shots. You know, it almost sounds like dogs, you know, because our dogs just got their shots on Thursday. And you know, so we're talking about vaccinations, but you know, have you gotten your shots this year?
Or
Anybody else?
I just want to mention my class at Bach Tower, Heart Math from 9 to 4 on the 24th. And this class, it's really the resilience advantage, the whole 6 hours. And if you know people that are, we all do, but I mean, if you know people that are interested in really like taking ownership of the vibration that they have and that they emit out, and we've been on such a high vibration today, but people that are really struggling and maybe need some tools, a lot of it's breath work, but some of it's behavior tracking, really starting to do the deeper work in terms of, you know, what feeds my energy, what depletes my energy, really taking a deep dive. Please send them my way. I think I've got 6 signed up right now, and that's great. I love small classes, and also the more the merrier. So I would love for you to pass that along, and I will, I'll put in the chat also the link to the registration.
Okay.
Hello, this is Julie.
hello, Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Hey,
Julie.
can you all, if anybody needs to have some signage for tobacco information, it could be designated smoking areas, it could be about your policy, by all means, please reach out to me. Also, I have been asked to ask partners and stakeholders how could, or what role could the health department play in possibly addressing or helping the mental health community? So if anybody has some suggestions, we don't have to discuss it now for time's sake, but if you could please email me and let me know, and I will pass that information along.
Awesome.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Liz?
Yeah, no, I just really enjoyed the speakers today. Thank you both. I think smiling is awesome. I'm always a little concerned about my laugh lines, but I think the laughter and the benefit of laughter overcomes those. So,
Building collagen.
right, you mentioned that, so that's what I'm counting on. So thank you.
Well, I think this was a great meeting. And again, for Vala and Chrissy, if y'all are interested in joining us, please send me, you know, just your, well, I have your email, but your phone numbers so that I can get you on the email distribution list and keep you there. But also remember, everybody, that we have a great meeting coming up on May 7th.
April 9th. Sorry,
And
May 7th, right? Sorry.
yes, and it's Tracy Daniels, and he's going to do an excellent presentation on love languages. And I actually can't wait to hear this. So I'm excited.
That's awesome.
So thanks, everybody. Y'all have a great weekend. And once again, thanks, Chrissy and Vala. Y'all did a tremendous job and started our weekend off with a smile.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Yay, DZ. Bye.
Thank you, Vala. It really
Oh.
was great.
That was fantastic to follow her. That was just awesome. Thank you.
Well, you know what? I was thinking I shouldn't have had you follow her, but it worked out very, very well.
No, that was perfect because she got everybody warmed up to laugh, which is
Yeah.
great.